electrolytes kill you in here.
What is going on, everybody out there? Lamont at large. Today I'm at Trader Joe's here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm here to let you know, if you're a panhandler here, beware of this clown slash creep, weirdo, killer, Jace Boyd. Okay, we're gonna go back to August 22nd of 2020. So 28-year-old Jace Boyd is with his pregnant girlfriend, and they're shopping here at Trader Joe's. After they're done shopping, they come outside to the sunshine. Everything is great, is it? Are they getting along? Are they holding hands as they're walking out of the store? Who the hell knows? Maybe they're fighting, whatever. So they come out of the Trader Joe's and they start walking over to their vehicle. Now, at the same time that they're walking to their vehicle, there's a man out in this parking lot. He's getting his hustle on the only way he knows how, which is to ask you, me, and other people in society for money because maybe they're not working. More than likely, they got some kind of a substance abuse problem. So 61-year-old Danny Buckley. This is probably a good location for him to panhandle because people are going to be more inclined to give him money because they feel sorry for him or what have you. So he probably cleans up here. Guys like that probably come here. They probably make $50, $75 a day. Panhandlers make a lot more money than both you and I think. As Jace Boyd gets to his truck with his pregnant girlfriend, Mr. Buckley approaches them and says, "Hey, can I get $1? Can I get $2? Hey, can they give me 5? You got 25 cents?" Whatever he's asking them for, whatever his spiel, his shtick is, that he repeats to everybody, he's doing it to this Jace clown. So this guy says, "No, get out of here. Scram, beat it, get out of here. Nobody wants you here," whatever. So he turns around and walks off. Now, Mr. Buckley approaches two women who are walking into the Trader Joe's. And now in this situation, right? In this situation, the story should have ended. You get in your truck, you and your pregnant girlfriend, and you go home, put your groceries away, and go about your life. No, not this clown, not this dweeb. No, this guy, he's a Judge Dredd. He's Captain Planet or Captain Save the World. So he yells at Mr. Buckley. He's like, "Hey, leave those girls alone. Leave them alone." And I guess Mr. Buckley takes exception to this because he turns around. Now he's angry. Now he's really, really upset. So he turns around and he starts storming, according to eyewitnesses, walking briskly towards Jace, mumbling something under his breath. Now, Jace, this guy, he's a man that carries. He carries a firearm. So now, you know, he's feeling threatened because Mr. Buckley is approaching his vehicle, and he needs to protect not only himself, his property, and his pregnant girlfriend, or fiance. They're engaged at the time, anyways. So as Mr. Buckley approaches this clown, he says, I could have sworn he says that he's saying that he's gonna kill me. I'm feeling threatened in my life. So Buckley gets within who knows how many feet of Jace Boyd. And Jace pulls out his gun and goes, "Tat, tat, 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 tat." Shoots him. Buckley falls on the ground. Everybody's like looking around. They're hearing gunshots. What the heck is going on? This type of incident never happens at Trader Joe's. So everybody, several calls 911. So Jace calls 911, and the good-hearted person that he is, he says, 911 emergency. He's like, "I just shot a vagrant." Yeah, this guy, he's a vagrant. If you want to use proper terminology for whatever, go right ahead. So Danny Buckley, according to Jace, is a vagrant. So the cops come, the cavalry comes, EMS comes. They're treating his wounds. They take him to the hospital. Sadly, 61 years of age, Danny Buckley. He dies from his injuries. Now, Jace is in the back seat of the patrol car because they need to talk to him and they need to see like what the hell happened, what's going on. And Jace, according to one of the officers, says that MFer made me shoot him. So not only is Danny Buckley a vagrant, but he's an MFer too. Okay, you know, we all have our personal opinions. Who am I to judge other people's judgments? So they get his statement, they get the witness statements, they talk to the pregnant fiance. She did confirm that Danny Buckley was approaching them in a brisk manner, So they go home and, well, 5 days later, detectives, they come and pick him up. And they charge Jace Boyd with second-degree murder for shooting Danny Buckley. Now, this story was very, very well known, or is very well known in Baton Rouge. It was all over the internet, newspapers, all that stuff, the news. So, Jace Boyd eventually, his bail, I think it starts at $300,000. It might have been lower to $100,000. So, however, whatever the amount is, he bails out of jail, and for the next few years, he's fighting the case. It's dragging out through court. So, in not too long ago, I want to say last year, it goes to trial, and the prosecutor is basically saying this guy, Jace Boyd, thinks he's like, you know, Mac Bolan executioner or the Punisher, and he thinks he could just dole out whatever punishment he wants to on people that bother him. And plus, by the way, Jace Boyd wasn't in any danger, Your Honor. I mean, he wasn't in danger because when Danny Buckley left to go approach the other two women, he called after him. He antagonized him. He provoked him to turn around and engage him. Now, those two women that Danny Buckley approached, they went to court and they testified that they didn't feel that Danny Buckley was a threat to them. They didn't think that he was of any kind of danger to them. They didn't feel any kind of issues with, you know, just like any other panhandler, they just ignore him and go on. So those two women weren't scared, but because Jace Boyd thought it was in his best interest to try to protect the public, I don't know if this guy wanted to be a cop and was denied, whatever the case might be, you have the prosecutor telling him this guy had no business calling out after him. And then you have his defense attorney who basically says, this is a stand your ground case. Jace Boyd was standing your ground. Now, standing your ground is if you're at home, somebody comes in, tries to break into your house, and you shoot him. Okay, justified. Stand your ground in public. You're in your car. You're dealing with some road rage. Some guy comes out of his car and starts like attacking your car, breaking your windows or whatever. That's stand your ground. However, when you're outside your vehicle and you're 5 feet away from your vehicle, stand your ground no longer. That's when it's a gray area. It's a gray area, stand your ground. And that's what the defense attorney is saying. This is stand your ground. The prosecutor saying this is not stand your ground. This guy murdered him, shot and killed him, went after him. So the 12 jurors, they have a couple different options. They can convict him of second-degree murder, and he could be facing up to 40 years in prison. Or they can convict him of manslaughter. And the manslaughter, I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head how many years he could be facing. It could be 40 years as well. I'm not terribly sure, but it would be a lot less time than second-degree murder, which in Louisiana is the equivalent of first-degree murder everywhere else. So, not too long ago, the jurors, they apparently couldn't come to an agreement on second-degree murder, but they convicted him of manslaughter. Okay, so you just got convicted for manslaughter. So, the jurors, he's guilty of manslaughter. He provoked the situation. He didn't need to shoot and kill Mr. Buckley. he gets sentenced. This is why I'm doing this video. This is why I wanted to talk about this. This guy was sentenced to 18 months in prison. 18 months in prison. You killed a man that you didn't need to kill. You instigated the situation. When he left your vehicle, that was it. You didn't need to protect anybody. So 18 months, by the time this video comes out, more than likely, he'll either have just got out of prison or he's almost basically on his way out. Now, when he gets out, he's gonna be on parole for 3 or 5 years. He's gonna have to wear an ankle monitor for a while. Judge told him that when he gets out, he's gonna have to go to his parents' house. Oh, and by the way, ex-fiance that he protected, I guess the engagement is no longer there. I don't know if they're gonna get back together. They're gonna reconcile. But, you know, let me tell you, first of all, this guy should, I'm not saying he should have got 40 years in prison, but this guy should have got a lot of years in prison. We don't need clowns like that in society that have firearms with them that are going around dealing out whatever justice they think that they can dole out. When you have a firearm with you, that doesn't give you the right to go around shooting people. As a matter of fact, when you have a firearm, when you own a firearm, you have to, because it's a trade-off. When you have a firearm, that's when you can't go after people like that. If someone's threatening you and you know they're getting close to you and you pull that firearm out, boy, let me tell you something. You better be ready to squeeze that trigger, because if you're not, don't carry a gun with you. And number two, you have to be aware that because you own a powerful weapon that can take multiple lives if you so choose, you need to be very, very aware of your surroundings, and you need to know when to use it, when to grab it, and when to not. And you always want to diffuse a situation. You don't want to be like that idiot going and calling after him, because I know damn well that clown, if he didn't have that gun on him, he wouldn't have said nothing to that guy. And that's what gets me fired up and angry, is when I hear these stories of people who are shooting people because they're defending themselves, but they wouldn't have even took it to that level if they didn't have that gun on them. And that's what I can't understand about that. There's always idiots everywhere I go that always like want to get my attention, like if I'm doing a video or filming. This is the trade-off that I get for doing these kinds of videos, because you always get morons honking their horns or screaming, and oftentimes if they're like screaming outside of the car, I gotta like restart the video because I don't like cutting things. I just like to restart. Anyways, I guess he got his 0.15 nanoseconds of whatever little stupid fame. But yeah, getting back to the rant, absolutely incredible. That dude would have never, ever, ever called off after that guy if he didn't have that gun. And people like that belong rotting in prison for many, many years. And it's an absolute shame that he only got 18 months. That is nothing but a slap in the face to the judicial system. Very, very disappointing. Well, anyways, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when this dweeb gets out of prison, hey, if you're a panhandler and you see this dude going to some Fifi, whatever place, Lululemon, maybe he wants to buy himself some clothes for his, trying to win back the love and affection of his fiance. If you see this guy, just beware. Do not approach him. Do not talk to him. Do not ask him for anything. Don't even ask him for if he can jump your car and your batteries. Don't ask this guy for nothing, because this guy is very, very, very dangerous. And people like that should not be allowed to ever hold a firearm ever again. As a matter of fact, if I were his parole officer, you're not even allowed to play video games with guns. Like, nothing with a gun. Not even a squirt gun. This guy gets nothing. Just Baton Rouge, beware of this guy. Very, very, very dangerous individual. At large. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.